Too often in this realm, the excretion of life was given stillborn, whether it was through the twisted mutilation of the spirit or deliberate devastation of development. I long for the rejuvenation of the waters, yes, the purification of the wellspring. But it seems like God was right the whole time, and I, in my infinite folly, was deviating from his judgment. A purging is necessary, as sad as it may seem. A purification must take place. Only through the promised crimson downpour will the most beautiful vegetation emerge. We enter the north side of Dorado in the affluent neighborhood of the plantation. In the biggest house on the block lives Mike Wentworth, the CEO of Coriander Bank. While going over the financial accounts of his most important holding, he notices a problem. What do you mean they said they won't have the bills by Friday? I don't care if you had to take their families hostage. I need my money and I need it pronto. As he walks towards the window, he notices a bright light, but is confused since it's 2 a.m. in the morning. As he opens the curtains, he looks out the window and sees all his money in flames, spelling out financial freedom. The detectives rushed to the scene and began discussing how this could happen. What the hell? Over $6 million in burnt bills and I barely have enough for rum and coke. Yeah, I wonder, who's the insane psycho who burned the Ferrari's worth of bills to make a statement? This isn't the only crime with a visual fare like this. Yeah, there was that hit on the Mafia's warehouse butchery. Oh yeah, and the one on Jimmy the Wheel. Yeah, and that shakedown on Longhorn's men just last Tuesday. Special Agent Smith walks in with the man that has a jagged appearance and an aura that reeked of death and sorrow, an eerie vibe that screamed danger. His name was Frank Sampson. Brought him some help, boys. I want you to give him a briefing on what happened. After the detectives begin to talk, he immediately shifts his eyes to the left and takes a slight exhale. Afterwards, he interrupts him and says, I will no longer be sworn to the holy elite. Frank was a former Marine who was betrayed by his fellow crewmates after he got to the bottom of a cocaine smuggling ring. The perpetrators were using dogs to sniff out the cocaine, meth, heroin, and fentanyl-laced marijuana stashed in various locations. The dogs would deliver the drugs while the neighbors would act like it was lost and have someone return the dog as if nothing ever happened. He found out because the dogs that went missing and the dogs that were found were never the same breed. When he finally tracked down the stash house, masking as a dog grooming store, he was suddenly surrounded by goons with assault rifles. Right then, he knew he was set up. He barely made it out of the situation, but didn't come out unscathed. He lost his left eye, trust for humanity, and something else. Smith whispers in Frank's ear, Jimmy the Will is dead. Knowing full well that he owned the dog grooming store where Frank was set up, Frank says, give me a light. Takes a deep hit out of his spliff, exhales, then says, alright, let's take a drive.